The OKC Thunder are currently 24 and 25 and led by 5-year point guard Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in points, steals, and blocks. Only 1 to 2 games really separate teams 5 through 13 in the West. Can OKC get to the top six?
Absolutely. Because the West is so tight in wins and losses, absolutely. Now, will they stay there? Who knows? But they can get there. I believe they can, especially if not the top six by the end of the season. The possibility of them making 7 through 10, absolutely. 100%. I think so. And yeah, to your point, not only is Shea Gilders over there balling out of control, let's not forget Josh Giddey getting it in too. But he's leading the OKC in assists and rebounds. Like, so I think they can. As a matter of fact, the OKC, they're actually exceeding my expectations this season. And if you think about it, where they are right now with 24 wins, they ended the season with 24 wins last in 2022. So they
Mhm.
are far more equipped, I believe. And because they, once Shaq comes back, we should be looking pretty good, right? But they're far more advanced in wins than they were last season, and I think they can most definitely make the top six.
Ooh, okay. Now, as much as I would like to see OKC get to the top six, I just think the answer is no.
I don't think they
I
can.
think the answer is no. Now, I would love to see them upset one of the top dogs, but I think the hill is too much to climb because it's going to take a bunch of luck. I mean, because basically what we're saying is OKC will have to leapfrog the Suns, the Wolves, the Warriors, and Jazz, and then just hope the Clippers or the Mavs go on a losing streak. I think that's just a little too much and way too much talent on those other teams to allow that type of slippage as we get closer to the end of the season.
You know what? I understand that, and I can support that theory as well. It does make sense, right? But considering that it is so tight, all it takes is a 7 game losing streak, i.e., Pelicans, to be
Uh-oh.
sliding out. That's what I'm saying is. So, is it possible for them to get there? Absolutely. It will take teams to do what the Pelicans, unfortunately, are faced with right now. Anything's
Mhm.
possible, right? I don't believe that they'll end up at the sixth seed. No, no, no. But 7 to 10, the possibility is much greater. Absolutely, I believe they can at least end there. Now, what that means for their playoff hope, playoff run, I don't know. Even if they do make it to the play-in tournament, will they go deep in the playoffs? I think they still need some other pieces to help them really solidify closing out games because right now they are like at the bottom when it comes to closing out. They have these. They know how to compete. So trust me, they are a threat to any team that they're playing. However, when it comes down in the clutch, is when I see that they need something to help them close out these tight games. And once they figure out what that is, then they're gonna be really looking really good for next season. But yeah, it's a possibility there. Can anything happen? Absolutely. Will they
Yeah.
end up top six? I don't think so. But top 7 through 10, absolutely. It's that now
Okay.
that for me I can see. Yes.
I took the liberty to look at their schedule for the month of February. I said, okay, well, what these are the dog days of the schedule. That's what everyone says. Now, interesting enough, they have all West Coast matchups in the month of February. Okay, there's a couple of first timers too. They have not played the Golden State Warriors, the Lakers, the Utah Jazz, or the Phoenix Suns. So we don't know how they match up quite yet. But also, they play Houston 3 times. It's probably 3 wins, to be honest. And then they do a 4-time sweep in California. Got to play SAC twice. Okay, Phoenix Suns, New Orleans Pelicans, Portland Trailblazers, and Utah. They have 6 road games and 5 home games. So when you talk about it, that's 11 games against Western Conference teams. How will they match up against some of the first timers? That remains to be seen. But in terms of the competition level, they've already took an L to the Sacramento Kings, to the Pelicans twice, to the Rockets twice, and they beat the Portland Trailblazers twice already. So there is that advantage, that subconscious advantage versus, let me get some revenge against these teams that have beat us already.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But they've also beat some of the top teams. I mean, they beat the Nuggets recently, earlier in the season. That was without Jokic, so he wasn't on the court then. So
Hmm.
then there's that. They also beat the Dallas Mavs, but Luka didn't play. So
See, see,
you
see,
know,
yeah, what we talking
So
about.
again, and then you mentioned they lost to the Kings, and I have that too. But again, these teams, because the win loss is so tight,
Yes.
is so tight. And I say the Pelicans because I did not anticipate the Pelicans to slide down, right? They're still in top 6, but if they continue to, they lost 7 games straight. All it takes is one team to not have it for a total length of time. And if OKC maintains their trajectory, then they'll be right in the slot. So it is possible, right? Maybe not top 6, but at least 7 through 10. So yeah, they do have a schedule that's coming up. I think this February schedule that you just mentioned will showcase more of what they're up against when it comes to the West, right?
Yes.
And they've beaten some really top nice teams in the East, but the West is where we're talking about where they'll end up at the end of the season. So yeah, I just think that their core is really nice. I don't think this is the year for them to go deep, of course, but I like watching them. That Shea Gilgeous.
Oh, he's
Ooh.
nice. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yes. All right, you guys. Now, looking at the standings right now, as we look at them today, I mean, hey, this could change by the time y'all watch this video, but which team do you think will be left out if OKC can get to the top 6?
I would say the Pelicans.
Mm.
I know I hate it. I hope Zion comes back, and I'm saying as I speak right now. And if anyone were to tell me something different, then I would have to see the Pelicans start to win more games, right? And I believe that they can. I just think that they're going through a slump right now. But if we're speaking, I have 2. I believe it could be, if it's a 6 seed, maybe the Pelicans. If the other teams, between 6 and 10, right?
Yeah.
Because, right now OKC is hovering outside of the play-in tournament.
Mhm.
That's a possibility. And then I also have the Jazz. Now I like the Jazz.
Okay.
I like Lauri Markkanen, but I think if they were to take anybody's spot between 7 and 10, it can most definitely be the Jazz.
I hear you talking about the Pelicans. Memphis Grizzlies also went on a 5-game losing streak here recently.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
my goodness.
the gap is much greater
It is. Yeah.
between the Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies, right? What's saving the Memphis Grizzlies right now and the Nuggets is that the gap is so big. I think right now the gap is like almost 5-6 games
Yeah,
between the
probably.
first and second seed.
Mhm.
So they have a nice lead. But again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I really believe that as the season progresses, once we get to the end of the season, these teams will start saying, okay, who we gonna potentially match up against?
Yeah.
Nobody want to go out round 1. Nobody wants to go out round 1. So
Yeah.
we'll see what it looks like. But OKC, I like what I see right now. I think that whatever they have right now, whether or not they even make it to the playoffs this season, what they are building on is hopeful for me. And so if for 2024, I really see them doing some damage. I really do. So
Nice. Now, I would venture to say the Minnesota Timberwolves will probably be the one left out.
I think so.
Yeah, because I'm just not convinced on the Karl Anthony Towns. First of all, we know he's out, and Rudy Gobert situation. I'm just not sold on it. Ant is giving everything he has. D'Lo, Jaden McDaniels. I like that team. Naz Reid. Let me just say, Naz Reid, I've been on his chain for a long time, but I'm just not sold on the Minnesota Timberwolves in the long run. So to me, they would be the team left out looking in. Maybe in a play-in tournament, not completely out, if OKC were to move up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's interesting. What do you think about the Suns?
Right now, they're getting it together. And only good things are coming when Devin Booker gets back here. Chris Paul's back doing what he does. Mikal Bridges has turned a corner. I mean, they're starting to get it together. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah. You think that there'd be any other teams that would can move above them, i.e. Blazers, i.e. Lakers?
I don't see the Blazers.
I was hopeful for them at the top of the season, but right now I'm a little like, I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Lakers are a possibility, with AD back, and I really like to pick up a Rui Hachimura. And Lonnie Walker's back, and they were still waiting on Austin Reeves. So, the Lakers, they may move up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, see, though, I tell you right now, y'all keep doing what you're doing. And once you get Holmgren, we'll see. But yeah, I ain't mad at Lou Dort. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at their rookie. What's his name? Jalen Williams. I think they have one of the youngest teams right now. There's only maybe 3 players on their roster that's over 25. Maybe 3. Like what is going on? So and that again, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm so glad he's going to be an all-star this year. Reserve, whatever. I'm just like, whatever. He balling.